How you guys doing today? You're listening to the Fourth Liners podcast, and Bryce, we got some Twitter beef from the NHL last night. The Carolina Hurricanes take some shots at the Nashville Predators, eh?
I thought you were talking about me. I was beefing the Tampa Bay Lightning the other night.
Oh, why was that? Why was that? Did they beat Florida?
Honestly, I'm sick of the Tampa Bay Lightning. When has that team ever been bad? When? Why aren't more people talking about this? That team needs to be bad. It's been good for too long. It's not fair to the rest of the league. I don't get it.
That team has always had a star player on that squad.
Screw that team. I hate that team. I hate that team.
Don't worry, they won't make it up against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the final, so it's all good.
You mean the Montreal Canadiens?
We shouldn't go there. We shouldn't go there, Bryce.
Anything can happen in a game 6, and then anything can happen in a game 7.
Man, I will go cry and bury myself in a hole if that happens.
You've got to be done, right? Like if the Leafs lose that series, like you've got to be done.
You know, every year I think I am, and then I end up putting the jersey back on and cheering for the Leafs, and I don't get it.
That clown makeup, it'll get better.
The clown makeup, yeah, no, my Lupul jersey.
Oh. Wow.
Joffrey Lupul, man, that every Leaf fan at least has a Joffrey Lupul jersey hanging in their closet.
So every Leaf fan has wasted $200 at one point in their life
on Joffrey Lupul, or either Lupul. Or Dion Phaneuf. It doesn't matter.
Well, Dion. Okay, Twitter beef. Nashville, Carolina, right?
Yeah, man, it's pretty funny actually. I mean, Carolina's done well with their marketing here. Keeping the fans engaged with the NHL right now, like kind of ruthless from the Carolina Hurricanes, where they kind of the situation is their caption was a banner night in Nashville, which you can already tell this is gonna be bad. So they have 3 banners in front of the Nashville Predators team, where there's a picture of them with like the Prince of Wales or something, and the first banner says second loudest team in the NHL. Which they're implying that Carolina is the loudest team. And then Creed played during the intermission, which I guess they played a movie in the intermission, which I don't...
Weird.
It's very weird at a hockey game. And then Taylor Lewin crushed a beer. I don't know if that's a football player or whatever that was attending the game.
Football player.
Yeah, I think Tennessee Titans. Probably. Who knows? But, and then get this. The Nashville Predators, they didn't even come back. They blocked the Carolina Hurricanes.
That's pretty funny, man. To block another team.
Yeah, like you couldn't have a comeback. I mean, they just got silent after that loss. I mean, and then the Carolina Hurricanes weren't done after they got blocked. They tweeted, "We got friends in low places," and then it was done after that. And I loved that. It was amazing. It gave me a good laugh.
The Canes marketing is so good. Like between the Storm Surge and then bunch of jerks last season. Was that last season?
That was last season.
Bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like their marketing is so good. I love seeing the personality from the teams on Twitter for sure.
Man, that
my favorite team's Twitter personality is dead. Just dead.
Dead.
Just dead content. Dead content. It's just not even. I hate the Vancouver Canucks. Anyways.
The who?
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
I mean, the Carolina Hurricanes basically turned around their franchise with all this their media people and the Storm Surge and their Twitter. Like, I really like what they're doing.
They've definitely put the team in a different light. Like, for the longest time, people, like, that team was just kind of like a dead zone. And
it was boring.
People wanted it moved out. You know, people wanted Carolina to go to, like, Quebec City or something. And, you know, it's just kind of how it was going. But Carolina's like giving itself like a personality, which now it would almost like sting like to see them move, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want to see them move now after their success, them beating the Nashville Predators. I mean, the Nashville Predators actually made it hard for them. I'm surprised they brought it to game 6. I thought it was an easy 4-game sweep.
Nashville played a good series. They played a good series. Like, Nashville has nothing to be ashamed of this season, man. They crawled back into that playoff spot. They gave arguably the best team in the league a real tough go. And I mean, you know, they get to go into next season with all of their horrible contracts.
One guy that comes to mind though that was amazing for the Nashville Predators in the series, Jussi Soros, or that's how you say his name.
Yeah, Yeah, well, we've said it before, man. Nashville's goaltending situation is going to be really interesting with Saros and Askarov both being
Yeah.
young, both being highly touted. It's going to be really interesting to see. I think Seattle takes like Duchesne or something off them, Johansson.
Yeah, because we kind of underestimated them in the last episode or whatever episode we talked about them, and we said we didn't see them taking because of their contract, but honestly, they kind of proved that they can still play in the playoffs here, and I would easily take one of them. I mean, I don't know who, but they would be a good player for their franchise.
They've obviously got talent. They just need maybe a change of scenery. Maybe they're just stuck.
Yeah, that works for a lot of guys, right? So
yeah,
see what happens.
But yeah, so Nashville is out. Carolina moves on. We've got some other teams that moved on. Florida Panthers are out. Tampa Bay Lightning moves on. Pain.
So sad for you, Bryce.
Pain. Who am I like?
Who do you cheer for now?
Like
Who do you cheer for now?
Who do I cheer for? Winnipeg, I guess. Winnipeg.
Oh,
Winnipeg.
Wrong team.
You think I'm gonna cheer for the Leafs?
You have to.
I don't.
So you're saying the Winnipeg Jets are going to the Stanley Cup Finals?
Well, I'm rooting for them to. I mean, I think the Jets have a very good chance at beating Toronto.
I mean, yeah, they do have a great team. Let's be honest. I mean, their defense are kind of lacking. So once
not to throw shade on Montreal though. Like Montreal has put themselves into a position to potentially win the series. So
yeah, they do. They've been a pain in the ass for Toronto. I mean, Toronto. Maybe a lot of pressure was on the game there, but they had John Tavares in the stands, and he was skating before the game.
He doesn't play again these playoffs, right? Like, there's no way.
No, I don't think that's what they're aiming for. I can honestly see them aiming for maybe next round or the round after if they go that far. Don't want to jinx anything, knock on wood. But
I will not knock on wood. I will take that jinx and hold on to it.
Bryce, I will come over and knock your hand yourself on the wood.
Dude, come on. Come on. I can't cheer for that team. I just can't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I can't.
I guess you couldn't force me to cheer for the Vancouver Canucks, so I get
I
get it.
But like dude, you don't hate the Canucks the way I hate the Leafs.
Yeah, I know you're fury with the Leafs, but I mean, yeah, but John Tavares, like, I thought the guy who had a spinal injury and everything, but it ended up being a concussion and then 2 weeks for his knee injury, but then he's on the ice with Foligno in gray jerseys. I mean, yeah, they're not with the team, but he's skating, which I did not expect that at all, like, so quickly.
I didn't expect that either. I thought he would have been, sitting in a dark room for like the next 6 months because his head, So that's pretty spectacular. I was really happy to see that. I mean, you never want to see a player get hurt like that.
No, yeah, exactly. It's kind of nice to see him getting back and up, and I'm sure he wishes he was out there with the team, and the boys miss him as well. I heard that they asked him, like, how does it feel having him in the stands, or like it feels amazing just having him there and the support by him. I think they really like their captain, and I think he really supports the boys.
That's good. I mean, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, me too.
That's, I'd love to be able to see him play again this season. That would just be the craziest story ever. That would be not quite Paul Kariya-esque, off the floor.
That's legendary.
That's legendary. But I mean, it would be up there.
Oh yeah, so. He comes to win the series. I mean, he's probably not coming back to the series. But have you heard the ticket prices? Because Montreal is now allowing fans next game.
No way.
Yep, ticket prices are $5,000 a ticket.
I hate being a hockey fan in this country, man.
I know, man. You got to be rich to go to the game.
Imagine being a diehard hockey fan in Florida, in Arizona, in California.
You're living the life.
You go to every game.
You're living the life.
Every game. Man, up here, man, it's like a whole trip. It's a whole family commitment to be able to afford a ticket.
It's a privilege in Canada to go to an NHL game.
Honestly, it is. It honestly is. I mean, I'm pretty sure every team is like that. Maybe not Calgary or Edmonton. Like, I don't think they have like outrageous ticket prices. Maybe Edmonton does because McDavid, but
yeah.
I mean, I know Vancouver's that way. I know Montreal's that way. I know Toronto's that way. Ottawa's not. I mean, if you're a big time Sens fan, you could definitely go to Ottawa games for not too much. Depends how much money Melnick wants to squeeze out of you. But yeah, like that. $5,000, man. That sucks. That's really stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I get maybe they don't want like a lot of people trying to get tickets because there aren't not a lot of people in. I think it's around like maybe I could be wrong. I think it's like 2,500 in the building. So they also can't they can't let a lot of people in the building. So maybe that just reduces like the amount of people trying to get tickets. But you look at the states, like the Vegas game, the Carolina crowd, the Nashville crowd, it is packed in the states. And
Florida crowd too.
Florida crowd,
it
yeah.
was cool.
It's cool to see because we
really
haven't
cool.
had that in like years or a year and a bit or whatever how long it's been, right? It's crazy to see.
I think the Florida Panthers led the league in attendance this year.
That's weird. That's weird to hear.
That is a what timeline is this? The Florida Panthers are leading the league in attendance.
I mean,
oh my god.
Oh, what a time, eh? What a time. But I mean, I'm pretty sure in Florida they give away tickets so people go to show up to the games.
They do. That was actually a big problem for them. They were giving away too many.
Oh, really? That's actually a thing?
Yeah.
I was just guessing.
Yeah. No, a few years ago, man, it came out that they were giving out too many free tickets. It was crazy, man. You got a free ticket if you bought a hot dog type stuff. Like it was nuts.
Oh my god. Imagine that here in Toronto or Vancouver. Man, I'd get so many hot dogs.
We got a big game 7 tonight.
We do have a big game 7. A surprise game 7, honestly. I didn't see it going this far.
Who did?
I don't know.
Mean, we didn't. It's nuts, man. Minnesota's just playing a really balanced game, man. So many of their players have goals.
Yeah, like Kaprizov, he continues his flashy play into the playoffs, and every play he makes is just a highlight reel play. And
you hold your breath when when the puck's on a stick, man.
You do. Your heart stops. Like you're gonna what is this guy gonna do next, right?
Yeah, he's turning into the real deal. Panarin 2.0.
Definitely. He's winning the Calder for sure. I mean, I called Robertson when we were doing it, but I changed my mind completely.
Oh, it's definitely Kaprizov.
Oh,
definitely.
For sure. Man, he's only 24 too, so the argument that he comes from the KHL, you can't even argue that.
No. I mean, I don't know. You got a lot of goals from like depth in there. Eric Snack, Ryan Hartman has a couple.
Yeah.
Jordan Greenway has one.
Kevin Fiala.
I mean, have you been watching much of the games?
I've been watching some of the Minnesota and Vegas games because they're later on in where I am, so where we are. I'm acting like I'm.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're later on after the Leafs game, so sometimes not tonight, but. So I tune into it, and they're actually pretty exciting games, and the score changes like dramatically every time I watch the game, and it's an exciting two teams that are facing each other. If you think about it, Minnesota is an exciting team, and they're showing that they're the state of hockey.
Man, you look at Vegas's scoring depth, man. It is all Mark Stone and Alex Tuch.
Oh yeah, those are the.
I mean, I guess our Mark Stone rating was pretty good.
Oh yeah, Mark Stone is a beauty. I think he's by far top 5 player in the league now. After this year, is that a hot take?
Mark Stone,
fourth liner's hot take.
Top 5?
Okay, should I lower him to top 6? I mean, would you argue that he's not?
Like, I could maybe see him in like 10th or 9th.
Okay, maybe that's more reasonable. Maybe I was just being optimistic, but.
I mean, yeah, the top 5 is just crowded. Like, there's like,
yeah,
like
I mean,
you know, McDavid, Draisaitl, Ovechkin, Crosby, Matthews, McKinnon. You know, like that. That's the like Mark Stone's not quite there, but he's not far behind.
No, he's not. He's an outstanding player every night, and I think he's part of the Vegas Golden Knights' success, and he's a great captain for that team.
Big time. Has the goaltending not been there for Vegas or what?
I don't know. I mean, Fleury and Leonard go back to back. I don't know who's played more or one goal he's only been playing. I haven't really been paying attention to that.
Fleury's
I think it's
played all games.
Fleury, okay. I mean, I don't know.
Wow, dude.
I don't know if you can blame Fleury. Or is he done?
No, he has a 1.66 and a 9.35.
So,
what's happening?
I don't know.
Minnesota's just getting the big goals.
I think Minnesota is just like they have a rush going into the playoffs, and once they can get the deeper they can go, the more excited they get, and the more they take advantage of it.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Man. I didn't expect this series to play out like this. And I mean, Cam Talbot, can't say enough about him.
Man,
been a hero.
Unreal. I mean, big difference between Cam Talbot and Sergei Bobrovsky, who makes $11 million and sits on the bench.
Oh, Sergei. No
Smirnoff for you, Sergei.
No, my gosh, dude. Gets $11 million in a state that doesn't even have income tax or something like it. I don't know. That's why so many guys like to sign big contracts in Florida, because they don't have taxes. But I mean, sheesh. I don't know. Like, if I was Florida, I'd want to run with Drieger and Knight next year. I don't want to go back to Bob.
No, I would definitely go. Knight's the future of that team.
Yeah, he had a great game.
He did.
Was that a game 5? Yeah, he had a great game 5.
Oh yeah. I mean, he for how young he is, and going to the playoffs like this, that just shows his potential.
Yeah, no, he's the real deal, man. Like I said, I don't know how I don't think you can get rid of Bobrovsky. How long is he signed for?
Oh, like, I think like 7 years. 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or 5, 6, whatever. He's a long term deal, but
rest in peace.
Yeah, they're gonna have some cap issues there with him, and they're gonna try to get rid of him eventually. I call it. I think they are. But someone will take him. It's Bobrovsky, or he'll go to the KHL in Russia, pay him more money.
I mean, like, I feel like if he was on a better deal, he'd be a prime target for Seattle. But like,
oh yeah,
Seattle's not gonna want to take that $11 million.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, Seattle does have to fill up some cap too, right? They can't be under it, so maybe that's the guy they take. I don't see Florida really letting him go. I see them letting go Drieger instead. I mean,
which sucks because Drieger's like really good.
He is, but you don't know if it's just this season, because sometimes that happens with goaltenders, right? So
yeah, there's lots of one-hit wonders for sure.
Yeah, so you never know. Yeah, I mean, go back to Minnesota and Vegas. I mean, I'm definitely tuning in tonight. There's just an exciting two teams this year. I mean, Minnesota's just been impressive. I thought they were a team at the beginning of the season. I would not picture them here in a Game 7 with Vegas in the first round.
No,
I thought they were in a lottery pick position. And
I don't know. The last couple of years, Vegas's goal scoring has just kind of dried up in the playoffs. It happened against Vancouver as well.
Yeah,
they got Demco'd, you know.
Hey man, when you get Demco'd, it's hard to come back. But I mean,
Sure.
You see Vegas. They've always made the playoffs. They've never really failed in making it. So
no,
they've always been a top team in the league. But now, if they lose this series, is this a downfall for Vegas? I don't know.
I don't think it's a downfall. It would be definitely disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, they might want to look to make some changes if they lose this series, but I don't think it would ever be like a full rebuild for them. Not for a long time. No,
not for a long time. But I mean, if they lose, their goaltender situation, they can't keep both of them forever. So
Fleury's got to retire at some point.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like what they do if he takes his time to retire and.
He's still playing like top.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fleury is still statistically a top 5 goalie in the league.
He's worth that first overall pick. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
but
all right, Islanders and Bruins. Who you got
for the second round? I got Islanders, man. I mean, I know the Bruins are doing really good in this playoffs. I mean, they took out the Washington Capitals, which I had in my bracket going through, and I think that had them going to the conference finals or whatever they call it now. But man, the Bruins really took over Washington, and I can see them being a pain in the ass for the Islanders, but the Islanders is just a team where they have a lot of guys down the line, and they're every line is just solid. You know what I mean? They don't have like any missing spots. They're not star players. I mean, they have Matt Barzal, and Palmieri.
I was gonna say the Islanders really don't have like a premier star. Like Barzal's the closest thing they have to that.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the Islanders rely on their depth scoring, and it came through in the first round, man. You have Josh Bailey, 3 goals. Brock Nelson, 3 goals. Palmieri, 3 goals. Anthony Beauvillier, 3 goals.
All over the board.
Like, Eberle 2, Pulock 2, Mayfield 1, Peugeot 1, 6 assists for Peugeot. Like, this team is like stupid stacked on offense, like when it comes to their depth scoring. And then their goaltenders, they're both excellent.
Yeah,
like,
they can play.
Although Sorokin really took over, but
they can play any goalie anytime. Whoever they're feeling. I mean, I'm pretty sure Barry Trotz said we went into the season playing 2 goaltenders. We're gonna go into the playoffs like that too. So
yeah, I mean, Sorokin, like Varlamov, the 2 games he played, he lost both of them. He wasn't like abysmally bad, like statistically. I don't know if he let in any soft ones, but Sorokin came in and took over. 943 save percentage, 1.95 goals against average.
Yeah.
And that's interesting too, because to have a 0.943 save percentage and still having a 1.95 goals against average, like, that goals against average is a little bit high for me to pair up with that save percentage. So what that tells me, if I'm doing the math right, is that the Islanders are not surrendering a lot of shots.
No, I mean, you go back to their defense too, where they have a pretty decent defense core as well. I mean, leading with Ryan Pulock. I mean, Nick Leddy. They're not superstar defense, but they're solid D-men that can produce the shots taken at the goalie, which helps them win at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Right? And, I mean, to take down the division champs, the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is pretty sad. That's my American team, my American favorite team. I thought they were going pretty far in the playoffs after their season, but
so did I.
I mean, the Islanders are tough in the playoffs. They really are, and they're a pain in the ass, but I mean, well deserved. I mean, I gotta give credit to them. I mean, that the goalie duo they have there and just their depth is just amazing. And Barry Trotz is a Stanley Cup winning coach. He definitely knows what to do to win against teams like Pittsburgh.
Big time. I mean, Trotz has done it all before. You know,
yeah,
he was the coach of the Caps, and they saw Pittsburgh a lot. You know, so he's used to that team. But like, I think the Islanders are a serious dark horse to potentially win the Cup.
Yeah,
like they're gonna like I'm picking them to beat Boston as well. And then, oh my gosh, can you imagine like an Islanders versus Canes series?
Insane.
Whoa. Man. Whoa. Who are the Canes gonna play? They're gonna play
Tampa Bay. Your favorite team.
Ooh, yeah. So, I mean, the Islanders against either one of those teams would be a nutty series.
I mean, see, for the Tampa Bay Carolina series, Carolina struggled against Nashville, and I know Nashville put up a good fight, and they were a good team. They have decent players, but they should have easily won that, not in 6 games, maybe 5 or 4, I think. And going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, I mean, Tampa Bay struggled against Florida a little bit, but
yeah, Florida wasn't a cakewalk for Tampa either.
No, but Florida is a much better team than Nashville, right?
Nashville,
much different. So I think Tampa Bay goes past there and maybe faces the Islanders, and that's could be a great series too. I mean, it's just hard to tell in this playoffs, honestly.
It is. I'm really rooting for the Canes, man. I'm sick of the old breed winning, and Tampa at this point is the old breed.
Imagine the Storm Surge with the Stanley Cup.
Yo,
man,
yeah.
That would be insane.
Gonna be pissed.
Bunch of goose. What did he call them?
That's gonna be the bunch of jerks.
Oh yeah. That's how they got the name. Yeah.
That'll be the Tampa Bay or the Carolina Hurricanes doing a storm surge with the Stanley Cup. That'll be the last straw for old Don Cherry's heart. That's when he'll just keel over, man. That's gonna be it.
Is that what's gonna happen?
That's gonna be it,
man.
He's not gonna know what to do with that.
No.
Did you ever listen to his podcast?
I think I listened to it once. I mean, I didn't.
I think it's bad.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't engaged. He doesn't have a podcast voice. I think he's more of a TV personality than a podcast. I don't know. I didn't like it. I listened to one episode, then I didn't listen to any more. I mean, I love podcasts too. So like,
do we have podcast voices?
I'd like to assume so. I mean, hopefully our fans think so. I mean, we try our best. We're pretty amateur, but I mean, we're just sitting here having fun talking hockey. I mean, Don Cherry's just mad.
With Don, man. He's too scatterbrained. Like, he doesn't stay focused on a topic for long enough.
No.
And then like the whole thing with Don Cherry is like he'd get on the TV and he'd be wearing something ridiculous and you would just sit there for 5 or 6 minutes and laugh and have a good time. And then once those 6 minutes were up, it's like that was enough Don Cherry for the whole week. How long are his podcast episodes?
Probably an hour.
They're an hour.
That's too long.
I can't imagine listening to Don Cherry talk for an hour.
No.
I love Don Cherry. Okay,
I do too. I'm a big fan. I mean,
hot take. He shouldn't have been fired. I mean, that was a little bit crazy.
I mean, a little controversial, but like, there's a reasoning of what he said, and you gotta keep in mind that he's a little older than us. He's stuck in his ways.
A little. He's in his mid 80s.
Mid 80s. Like what do you think it was like back then? He's very patriotic to his country.
Exactly. He's an old
he didn't
man.
Mean
like,
it
he's bound to say
in a bad way. I mean,
edgy stuff like that.
Nothing against, like, I mean, I totally get. I'd be offended too, right? Like, nothing against all that, and I kind of get why he was in this day and age. It's just unacceptable. But I mean, to be fired, he should have just apologized. But he's just kind of one-minded, right? So he won't do that. He's a good TV personality. He was a good man. If you ever watched The Wrath of Grapes, the CBC documentary, I loved it. And
I haven't seen it.
I recommend it. It's a good watch. He's a very family man, and you learn his backstory and where he's come from. He's come from a hard-working family. He's very about his family, but I mean, he just sometimes can't control what he says. He just says it. It's just how he's in his ways. He's 80 years old. I mean, now you have people saying Ron McLean said a comment.
That was weird.
That was weird. And I don't even know what he said, but Ron McLean.
People thought it was a gay joke.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think ultimately he just mixed up his words because. Does Ron McLean strike you as the type of guy to make an offensive joke?
No, he's a very respectful man. I think every time he talks, he's very intelligent in like how he says words, and
he's the most neutral guy on the planet. That's not. He just mixed up his words. But with
live TV, right? Live TV.
Yeah.
Sorry.
To finish up the Don Cherry thing, like he shouldn't have been. Well, okay, I get why Rogers would want to let him go after saying that because, he's aged himself out at this point, right? Like, he's saying things that you can't say anymore.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But, to just, cut him loose after that episode, to not give him, a farewell episode, so he could say bye.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not as bad as a man that people put him out to be. I mean, yeah, he made a mistake, but everyone makes mistakes, right? And
he made a mistake, and look, he's got an old way of thinking, right? But he absolutely should have been given the respect of a farewell episode, and he just, Rogers just trashed him. Yeah. But hey, what can you do?
What can you do? I mean, I get it. It might have been the right call for them, but
overall, probably. But, it's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it was disrespectful, and I mean, he maybe should have said it, but you gotta understand he's stuck in his old ways. He's not gonna change.
Mid 80s.
Yeah.
What do you can expect? Okay. Anyways.
How do we get into that? Oh yeah, bunch of jerks.
Bunch of jerks.
But yeah,
another Don Cherry minted phrase.
Love that.
So we got the Islanders coming out over top the Bruins.
Yeah, for sure. I see that happening. I mean, the Bruins are a good team, but I don't think they have Taylor Hall, which is part of their success, right? And that acquisition at the trade deadline was amazing for them, like who they gave up for him and how he's performed in the regular season and playoffs. Like he's a guy. If the Bruins do win against the Islanders, he's one of the main reasons.
Yep, he definitely is a major contributor, and in order for them to win, he's gonna have to put up some points.
Yeah, no, he definitely has to, and I think he has been. So, I mean, I'm a fan of Taylor Hall. He hasn't just been on a winning team, so Boston's a chance for that. But the Islanders, I feel, have a better defense core than the Bruins. The Bruins lost Torrey Krug. They lost players like Chara. So
the Bruins are really weak on defense.
They are, right?
Really weak.
I mean, they have one of the best lines in hockey, but that's on the offense core. I mean, you need good defense to win Stanley Cup, and that's been a saying for many years, and I think it's a very true statement. So yeah, and I think the Islanders have it.
Ryan Pulock on the Islanders is really emerging.
He is
really emerging.
Yeah, he's coming out of his he's always been good, but I think this year he's really becoming a little bit better. He's a step forward this year, and guys like Nick Leddy too have been pretty decent, and young guys like Noah Dobson, he's been outstanding as well.
Pulak kind of reminds me of like Jeff Petrie.
Yeah,
Kind of been around for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's like
one of the best player, one of the best defense in the league now.
Yeah, he's up there. All right, this one's kind of sad. Winnipeg and Edmonton.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Oilers. Connor McBust is done. Ooh,
man,
spicy. Rest in peace, Mike Smith. Sorry it had to happen this way. Yeah.
I don't know.
Winnipeg's just got more power.
I kind of saw it coming. But at the same time, I put in my bracket that I put Edmonton winning. But as soon as the first game happened, I was like, no, this is not the same Winnipeg team that was struggling at the end of the season. They came to play, and Hellebuck is a playoff Hellebuck. And
now, what have I been saying since we started our podcast?
What's underestimate the Jets.
Don't underestimate the Jets. The Jets are filthy. And to everybody who discredits the Jets, you're wrong. You're wrong. The Jets are unreal.
I mean, I won't be praising them when they face the Toronto Maple Leafs, knock on wood. Don't know if that's going to happen yet, but we'll see. I mean, but they just dominated every game. Even when they were losing, they came back and won in overtime. Not triple overtime.
I would say they dominated, but like they won the close games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The games could have gone the other way as well, but I mean, like, Edmonton's a good team, so like it should have been that way. But like Winnipeg pulled through.
Here's the thing about Edmonton, though. I know McDavid. I don't think he's ever leaving Edmonton. I think he believes in Edmonton. I mean, anything can happen, but the one guy I can see maybe leaving is Draisaitl. I mean, maybe they're paying Draisaitl in Edmonton, and that's in Draisaitl and McDavid, which is maybe too much for them. And if you can trade, oh my God, I'm getting them mixed up, but Draisaitl for two other players to make your core even better, why not? And free up some cap space. I mean, there's just...
I disagree. I don't think you move on from Draisaitl.
Okay.
Like you have like the best player in the league, and then like somebody who's like third or fourth best in the league. I mean, like, I don't think you can justify letting that go, especially when you're struggling for offense.
Yeah, I mean...
I see what you're saying. Absolutely.
I just don't know if Draisaitl would be as good if he didn't play with McDavid.
See,
that's the one thing
I was thinking about it the other day, man. McDavid and Draisaitl are like, it's the same thing. Crosby Malkin.
I mean, yeah, it is the same thing as Crosby Malkin. I mean, would Malkin be as good if he didn't have Crosby there? But then you see Malkin does do well when Crosby's not playing. And then Malkin's also on the second line, which he kind of proves himself. But I mean, Draisaitl, the same kind of situation. I get what you're saying there. It's just you don't know until they play on a different team. I think you just really don't know in that situation. I mean, he's an outstanding player. I'd have him on my team any day. But I mean, I don't know. Something needs to be done there. It did.
It worked for the Penguins, you know, and like the Penguins, like Crosby. Like, besides Crosby Malkin, like, who have the Penguins ever had that's, like, another premier forward?
Like, exactly. Like, there's not really anyone that they really had that's been outstanding. I mean, Jordan Staal when he was younger, but that was a long time ago. And,
like, they were saying that Zucker could be the best winger that Crosby's ever played with. Jason Zucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think with the Oilers, they just need to find, like, the right, like, not depth, but like the right pieces to fit with them, you know, and they don't have those yet.
Like,
I think you can base your offense entirely around McDavid and Draisaitl without acquiring another premier forward, but you need the Kunitzes, you need the Gensels, you need the Russ. Those are the guys you need to fill in around your dominant 1 and 2 centers, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a guy like Gensel and like Brian Rust for that team, you're set, right? And
yeah,
right now, who's playing with McDavid or who's playing with Draisaitl? Someone not compared to Gensel and Rust, right? Maybe Puljujärvi, which is not doing bad. Yeah, right. And then maybe
Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, he's very underrated as well.
He's a good piece. He's a good piece, for sure.
Yeah, but I think there's just something missing in Edmonton. I mean, I heard that they want to keep Mike Smith because he had a great season, which is surprising. It's 30 something years old.
What's it like? Koskinen? You're not doing better with Koskinen.
Hell no, man. I think he's overrated, and he's not a great goaltender, I don't think.
And
no offense,
well, he's overpaid.
He's overpaid. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I think the Oilers just need to find, like, the guys like you could very much so, the Oilers could very much so base their team foundation off of what made the Penguins so successful, because it's so similar, and so, like, you need to find guys like Kunitz and Gensel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Players who are not exactly like superstars themselves, but when they're paired with like your superstars, it really elevates their game.
Exactly. And I mean, maybe you bring in some older guys. Like, you see the Leafs like brought in Simmons, which he's a great physical aspect to the team, but before his injury, he actually put up some points and scored some goals. And I mean, Thornton was the same thing before his injury. I mean, yeah, maybe in the playoffs they're not performing as much, but those veteran guys help on the team as well, which
definitely
helps. Jason Spezza, amazing player, amazing, and some of them are being played league minimum, and for them to perform like that, that's insane. And if maybe you can get a guy like that, maybe your team gets a little better. And
for sure,
yeah, just some older guys.
Yeah. Maybe the Oilers will want to acquire one lightly used Louis Eriksson from the Vancouver Canucks.
There you go, and Louis Eriksson might pop off because he was a great player. So
he's done. Anyways,
he's done.
I'm not starting.
He's in the grave.
But yeah, the Oilers. That's so disheartening for them to lose to Winnipeg in 4. But you want to transfer the conversation over to Winnipeg now? Like, their top 6, filthy.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, I mean, you got Kyle Connor, you got Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, Nikolai Ehlers, list goes on. I mean, their defense, we said many times. I mean, yeah, I keep forgetting about Dubois. I mean, he's pretty nasty as well. I mean,
who else is on that second line? The top line is
Stastny's another guy.
Ehlers.
Ehlers as well, yeah.
Yeah, like, do you see what I'm saying? And then even their depth man with
Copp.
Oh my gosh, that really good. Andrew Copp,
Lowry,
Mason Appleton. Yep, like, they're good.
Yeah,
and then Paul Stastny, dude. Like, oh my gosh, team's loaded.
They got good depth. I'll tell you that.
Good goalie, Hellebuck. When he's on, he's great.
Yep. I mean, maybe in the trade deadline they could have got a better defenseman. Who did they acquire?
Maybe.
In the trade deadline, it's a guy that I don't even remember the name of, and maybe they could have done a little better with that. But
Winnipeg.
But I mean, their defense hasn't proved to be a problem as much though in the playoffs. So they're getting through, and maybe that forward core is all they need, and that goaltender and Hellebuck.
I mean, they got Morrissey and Pioink. I mean, like, they're not bad players.
Yeah, Morrissey's not bad. I like Morrissey, actually. I think he's a great defenseman. And Poink's actually, he's proven himself on Winnipeg.
DeMello? Has he been there the whole year? Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Jordy Ben, that was the guy.
Oh, jeez.
That was their trade deadline acquisition. I mean, they could have done a little better than that, but not bad.
I mean, they got DeMello. Yeah, it's not bad. It'll be a crazy test for them to go up against, like, Leaf offense.
Yeah, right.
The Leafs get through the first round, but yeah, I don't know. Winnipeg's an interesting team. I think they have a legitimate shot.
Yeah, I mean, Winnipeg, they've been in that conversation for years, right? When are they going to make it far? So, at least to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, I think it's a possibility, and hopefully not against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but hopefully they get past. I'm going to knock on wood again, but I don't know. Winnipeg's a force in the playoffs for sure.
Yep. Who else we got? We got Avalanche.
Avalanche, man. This is a team that is a cup favorite. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, they're pretty insane. They got Landeskog, McKinnon, or Rantanen. I mean, Kadri got an 8-game suspension for his hit.
Wow.
Which I think kind of proves him right. I mean, like, how are you gonna teach him a lesson, right? Like, he keeps doing this in the playoffs. There's a rumor saying that no one wants him. No one's gonna want him after his contract with Colorado. And
if you know somebody's going to take him for cheap and he's going to pop off.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to say, what a great deal. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, he's going to get paid a lot less than he actually does now. I think he gets paid around $5 million or something like that.
Yeah.
But he maybe around $3 million, $4 million.
We might need to make an adjustment on our captain's tier list, man. Gabriel Landeskog, 8 points, 4 games played.
Coming yeah, maybe we do, eh? Maybe
up
we
from
do.
C. I'd put him in a B now.
I put him in a B too. I mean, that Colorado Avalanche team has done well, and he's a contributor to that team.
Yep,
main contributor.
I still like our list, but I mean Barkov, I think he stays at a C. For now.
I think so too. He didn't. We said in our tier list to see if he would prove it, but he didn't. He did prove it in the playoffs. See, they got out in the first round, but then you see a guy like Landeskog. We got to move him up.
Landeskog needs
8 points in 4 games.
What Barkov's stats were?
I mean,
8 points in 4 games. Yeah, second on the team to McKinnon with 9.
See, there you go. If you can have a captain that can lead your team like that, he deserves moved up.
Oh my God! Barkov has 7 points in 6 games, but he's a -8.
Oof. See, that's the problem there.
Oh, that's problematic.
I mean, he's putting up the points, but he's -8.
No
at the
more
same
Panthers.
Time.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop with the Panthers. Too
Okay.
much Panthers.
All right.
But yeah, Colorado.
So yeah, Colorado. I mean, they have good defense. They have, I mean, decent goaltending. Do you think Philip Grubauer is a guy that can win a team a Stanley Cup?
Yeah. I think on this team, yes.
Yeah, I think he's really exceeded on the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, having that top line and that defense in front of him really helps. I mean, and he's actually not a bad goaltender. I think he's a force to be reckoned with, for sure.
Ended me in fantasy hockey. It's his fault.
It is his fault. I mean,
it's his fault.
Will you cheer against him for that, or
no?
No.
Oh my gosh, Brendan sad. Brendan happy. 3 goals, 4 games played.
Very happy, man. I like him. I think he's a decent player, and
dude, he was really good on like Columbus and Chicago, and then he kind of disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah, he dropped off, but
he's playing well again.
Oh yeah, I think going on this Colorado Avalanche team really helped him. It's a championship winning team, and they just haven't gone there yet. And they have the assets this year to go do that. They're definitely a cup favorite for me. I think they win against who are they playing again?
The winner of
the winner, Wild or Vegas.
Vegas.
I think they beat either team for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean
Vegas. Before maybe the playoffs, you would have thought that maybe like Vegas could win, but like I don't know, with how Vegas is playing against Minnesota and struggling, like I think Colorado is just that much better.
Yeah, I mean if they face Vegas, the atmosphere and they have fans now is just insane in that arena. I mean, I don't know about Colorado. I don't know how excited they are in their arena. I mean, I'm sure their fans are pretty great, but the Vegas atmosphere, being in that building, is insane, and that entertainment factor that they bring, I think that helps them win, honestly. And
it's a show.
Yeah, it is a show. It's Vegas, baby. It's Vegas.
I'm trying to go to Vegas. You want to come?
Let's do it. No mask required there.
Let's go to Vegas.
Just got vaccinated today, so ready to go. Moderna gang.
Moderna gang? Well, yeah. I think I'm getting Pfizer, so as soon as I get Pfizer, I can...
Pfizer's good too. I mean...
Shout down the Moderna gang. All my homies hate Moderna.
Man, what about the AstraZeneca?
Well, AstraZeneca's for weirdos.
Man, bargain basement vaccine right there. I mean, I'm sure it's good.
That is a basement bargain vaccine.
I'm sure it's good.
Your AstraZeneca from, bro, a garage sale.
Yeah, I paid for my vaccine.
Yeah, for $2.
Oh shit! Do you hear it?
Who's cooking?
My sister.
She's not very good.
She's burning everything. You can keep that in. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to see all the fans though in the building at in the American teams, and Vegas is really good.
I miss it, man.
What was that?
I miss like every building being full. I'm
I do
hoping
too.
the beginning of next season we have absolutely packed arenas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just nice to see. And like the fan atmosphere really changes the play of the team. I really think it has a great effect on the team.
In a way, I kind of wanted it. So like, I kind of wanted it to be like no fans at all this year. So then next season, everybody can be packed and it's just like crazy in every arena because nobody's been there for like 2 years, a year and a half. It's kind of what I was hoping for. Like, I love seeing the fans of the building, but I was kind of looking forward to seeing like just every single arena like completely 100% capacity, like from 0 to 100 beginning of next season, just like crazy. You get what I'm saying?
That'd be so hyped to see. And I mean, like, say Toronto makes it to the playoffs and they face an American team. Is Toronto going to have fans by then? Maybe, probably, but you don't know.
It's almost kind of lame, like having like, it's almost kind of lame having like, 2,000 people in your arena, I'd almost want to have like none, although I'm not the one that makes money off the Leafs, but it'd be kind of, I think it kind of looks lame to have it like sparsely full.
It does. Like, it's not as exciting when it is packed and like you see the Carolina Hurricanes and the Nashville Predators, like you hear the crowd just roaring and you hear like the chants from Nashville, you hear the chants from Carolina. It's just a different thing. It's if they did it, if they all started next year, imagine like people would be waiting for that so long and they'd explode at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I mean, we'll get that from some teams.
Oh yeah.
A lot of teams didn't allow any and didn't make the playoffs, right? So
yeah.
Next year I'm hoping like Toronto is just like popping off and Vancouver,
Oh yeah, they will be. I mean, Toronto will be insane because it's one of the best arenas to play in. I mean, then also the Bell Center, like when they have fans in Game 6, I'm pretty sure the 2,500 fans are still going to be pretty loud. It's the Bell Center, right?
They're French.
The French.
They can't be quiet.
No, not at all. But yeah, I mean, we can actually venture off into. I mean, I know we already talked about them, but the Montreal and the Leafs game, like, who do you take there, Bryce? I want to hear.
I mean, Toronto has obviously been the better team, but like we know what Toronto does. We know who Toronto is.
Yeah, sadly.
So I think if Montreal comes out hot in Game 6, I think Toronto might struggle to like quell that, and then anything can happen in a Game 7. Anything can happen. Yeah,
it's very exciting and gut-wrenching at the same time because you really don't know. Like, you would hope the Leafs have a grab on the series, but Game 6s are scary. Once you lose Game 6 and you go to Game 7, you really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it depends on if the team comes to play that night. I'm pretty sure Montreal came to win that game because they knew that if their season would be done, which any team would. And they were hard to play against for Toronto.
Momentum swing, maybe? Like, do you think Montreal? Yeah, you think so? Like, Montreal could come into Game 6 with the momentum. And also, is Jack Campbell due for a bad game?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been wondering are they ever going to put Freddie in this playoffs, or are they just going to roll with Jack Campbell? I mean,
I think they roll with Jack Campbell until Jack Campbell gets lit up.
I think so too.
And
like,
when is that going to happen?
He hasn't really been lit up. It's always been like kind of a close score in the games, except for when Toronto wins. And
But is he due? Is he due to get lit up? Like,
I don't think so.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think he knows how to prevent that, and he's a decent goaltender, and he's come out of nowhere. He's had an amazing season. I mean, people are saying he's going to be the future starter of the team, and Freddie's going to be gone. Freddie's contract's up.
Freddie will probably be gone. I think.
I think so too. I think they roll with Campbell.
That's kind of scary because, like, you know how goalies can be. Like, goalies can be one-hit wonders.
They can be. I mean, they save cap that way, but at the same time, are you risking a Stanley Cup there? Because you get rid of your starting goaltender. I love Freddie.
If they roll with Jack Campbell, they need to get like another goalie who's of equal ability.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, maybe they get rid of both or have Jack Campbell as a backup and get another starting goaltender for maybe a little cheaper than Freddie, but. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but like I think Campbell stays steady. I don't think he lets in too many goals, but I maybe Toronto's pissed off. They want to win for their captain John Tavares. They're still using that for motivation, and I'd like to see them win. I really hope so. Knock on wood one more time.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
I will be very sad to see them lose, and I really don't want
I'll
them
be
to.
sad. I'll be sad for you. I'll be sad for you. I'll be happy watching, the media and stuff. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
But
man.
I'll be sad for you.
Man, did you see some controversial from the media? The Toronto Sun, actually.
The Toronto Sun is barely a newspaper. That is the trashiest piece of. The only thing worse than Toronto Sun is like the Snapchat media page. Okay, like the Toronto Sun is a horrible. It's not even a newspaper, man. It's a magazine. I know what you're getting at. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you. They're terrible, and like you know what I'm talking about. Their cover of their newspaper of John
Captain
Tavares.
Crunched. Is that what they said?
Yeah, and it not even that. It was the picture of him with a bloody face and like him passing out. And come on,
disgusting.
A little bit of privacy
They're
there.
disgusting.
They don't care.
And they do that stuff all the time.
I mean,
that's not the first time they've done something like that. They're just a gross paper, man. Like they're like the clickbait of physical papers.
That's a perfect description of them. I mean,
who subscribes to them? Who pays money for the Toronto Sun?
I certainly don't.
Whoever wrote that article and decided to put that picture on there and have that headline, honestly, you're a clown.
I mean, at least think of a different caption. I mean, I get that his thing was played on SportsCenter or whatever billions of times, but put a different caption than Captain Crunch. How disrespectful is that? That guy could have had a spinal injury, and he could have been seriously injured, and that's how you like show respect for him. Like, that's just ridiculous, uncalled for, honestly.
You're right. It's not so much the article. I'm wrong. It's not so much about writing an article, because obviously, like, you can write an article about that, but it's just so immensely disrespectful with the title and the picture.
Yeah.
Like, just grow up, man.
Yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
Gross.
But it's good to see him back it up and skating, and I love to see that. So we'll see if he comes back eventually.
Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Think that's an episode there.
I think it is. I mean, we forgot to mention, Bryce. It's our 10th episode.
Wow.
10th episode. This should be a special, you know?
Episode.
This should be a special.
It is special.
It is a special episode.
You're special.
That's what my mom tells me.
Okay.
But
that's what Mummy said.
Special boy.
But yeah, to everybody listening, thank you so much. If you've listened to all the episodes prior to this one, you're the real MVP. Make sure you leave a like and drop a comment below, just saying what your takes are, and if you disagree or agree with us, or just saying hey. We love to hear feedback, and we love to see comments from anybody watching this stuff. So thank you so much for letting us do 10 episodes and having some people along the way that are enjoying them.
We love your interaction, guys. Like, just communicate with us. We're just a couple of buddies just talking hockey. So
Just talking hockey,
boys and girls. And we love to see your interaction. Follow us on all the social media. We link it on our YouTube, and do everything you can on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're on there too. We love to see it there, not just YouTube. I mean, whatever you guys can do, download it, listen to it, stream it. I mean, if you can only listen to a few minutes of it, that's fine. Go back to it eventually. We just love all the support. I mean, communicate with us. Just follow us on Instagram and have some fun listening to some hockey talk. And between me and Bryce, we really appreciated these 10 episodes.
It's been a lot of fun, guys, and I think we can easily do 10 more.
Oh, for sure, and 10 more after that.
For sure. Exactly. All right. This has been the Fourth Liners Podcast, guys. Again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.
Go Leafs, go.
Gross.